ladies, for joining me today. I'm Camille Davis, and I'm interviewing and covering on behalf of Women for the Culture. So again, thank you for joining.
Thank you, Camille, for having us.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it because I know that your time is precious. So I basically learned from Wendy Williams, not only how you doing, right? But if I could basically go back to my 20s and do it over, I would have saved my 20s for me, right? And I think that that's like the bomb advice, right? So I want to see if you guys have any advice for women in their 20s.
Ooh, I would say my advice is to go hard, but also be kind to yourself. But I think the key is to keep your eyes in your own lane. A lot of the anxiety that came from my 20s was looking to my left and my right at what my friends from college were doing and, how they were progressing in life. And it took me literally years, probably post-college, to realize we're not trying to do the same things. Like right. The story is not going to look different, just like our classes didn't look the same when we were pursuing different degrees, So you have to acknowledge that and know that your journey is going to be different and that you just got to keep your eyes on your feet as you walk up in front of you each day. But yeah, I would say, don't. It's a tricky one though, because maybe the stress pushed me. So you never know, I would say don't stress about stuff, but maybe the stress helped, So I think you just got to live in your own truth and take this journey however it comes at you.
Yeah, I think similar, like don't be so hard on yourself. I think like to be great at something, because you're so focused on attaining this thing, and to be great at it, you have to be, most of the time you have to be sucky at first. Like it's not going to feel great at first. You're going to be bad. And to like embrace that, to embrace the failure, because it's only going to develop me and change me and, evolve me for the better. And so like, yeah, to just be a little kinder for yourself, to myself. I mean, I'm talking to myself too, because I'm still dealing with that. That is just a part of the journey, and that as long as I work hard, things will happen. Things will come to fruition.
Yes, that's for sure. Now they say that in your 20s, like, girl, you haven't even lived yet. Like, you don't know anything, right? But it seems like your two characters are really like, not only like finding themselves, but going through a season of growth, right? So I want to see, isn't it amazing? Or what do you guys think about these 20-year-olds that they're doing this internal work already?
I mean,
we don't see that, right? Like I'm in my 30s, I'm 36, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm working on myself, right? But to be 20 and to already do the work, like that's amazing.
Well, I think, sorry, Gabby.
No, I think that's incredible too. I think it's incredible too. I mean, maybe it has to do with the writers too, because the writers are mature. And so they're writing from there, and so they sound more mature. I definitely was not looking as inward as they are at my age. And I'm still doing the same. But I think it's like, it's wonderful. I think it's just going to help me deal with life better. Yeah.
Well, I think in our 20s, it was just a little bit different than now. I mean, of course, we had Facebook and, Instagram was coming around, but we didn't have access to so many perspectives in the world, as 20-year-olds do now. And so I think, I don't know, actually, let me think if I know any 20-year-olds that are growing. No, not really. Yeah, it's just a process, of going through experiences and learning what you will and will not tolerate in your life. And it's just something that, if you're lucky enough to skip over the ups and downs, then cool. But most of the time it's going to take that for you to get to the level. And some people experience it young in life. Some people don't go through it. Like I never really experienced a failure till I got to my 20s. I made every team. I got voted for any role that I wanted, up until I was 21. And then it hit like a ton of bricks. And then it was like domino effect of things going on. And so, but you learn how to duck and move, and that's what you get in your 20s, is just learning how to maneuver.
Yeah. And then the beauty that's on the other side of it, right? Like it's always worth it, or so they say, you know, but once you get to really tap in and you understand like, oh, this cycle is going to continue to happen, right? I got to grow through it, right? Not just go through it.
And for me, what I learned in my 20s was my reaction determines everything. Like you can't control what else happens in the world or what people do or whatever type of crazy thing happens, but how you respond to that event, how your mentality around it. Like I often found that when I responded in a way that's like, okay, well, you know, it's got to be dealt with, and didn't get angry or upset or sad, it fixed itself. You know, I might get a call and it's like, hey, we're going to send you a check. And I thought I had to come up with thousands of dollars. And it's like, oh, well, I didn't respond in a stressed out way. I just responded with, hey, it's got to be taken care of. It is what it is. And those are the things I think I learned from experience of those, you know, because initially you get stressed out. You hear, you need to have good credit. You got to worry about your bills and, you know, things of that nature. And then through life, you realize I survived. You know, so guess what? The next time, if it happens or if it doesn't, I'll know how to deal with it, you know? So it's all about growth and gratitude, I think also, you know, brings good energy your way.
Yeah. I love that. So now I have like this joke with God going, I'm like, I see what you did there. Like, oh, you think you're funny, right?
Yes. You have to take it like, be like a duck and let it roll off your back and not internalize things so much. And oftentimes I find where I do think of God like that, like, oh, that was a test, you passed it. All right, I'm gonna fix it real quick. You know, we good. And I've seen that like a pattern happen in my life. So you just have to realize what the patterns of your life are and learn how to deal with them.
And I'm so glad that you said gratitude, because I have to ask like a Thanksgiving question, right? I'm pretty sure you had like a million of those, but it's gratitude month. So like, what are some ways that we can show gratitude, and why is that important?
I think not being afraid to express openly and fully like my love for the people around me, even people that I don't know. I'm myself working on being more open, because I tend to be a very closed off, like shy person. And so I think, for me, expressing my gratitude is expressing my empathy that I have for people and how they are affecting me, and expressing how much I love them. Because I don't know what could happen. So
I think that's important, Gabby. I think that oftentimes, especially around this time of the year, we think gratitude comes through physical things, you know, like gifts and things of that nature. But like you said, Gabby, a lot of times gratitude is just acknowledging, you know, what God or what someone has done for you, and just saying, hey, thank you. Like, really, you know, it can be as simple as that.
Okay, well, I have two more questions. I want to get through them really fast. So number one, representation matters. Obviously, that is the theme, right? When people think of both of your brands, what do you want, or hope at least comes top of mind?
For me, I just know versatility. Like I feel like I can delve into different characters and transform, and you know, I want to be able to do that, and you know, and be able to just be a true actress. That's what I hope people think. Not a true actress, but you get what I'm saying, like someone who's allowed to be like, I want to be about like Johnny Depp. I want to be a pirate. I want to be a scientist. I want to be, you know, I want to just be able to do different things, you know. So I hope that's what people comes to the top of people's minds. She's versatile.
I love that. I mean, me too. I want to be able to do everything. I think I can do everything. I don't know, but I would love to be able to do everything. And also just that I'm an artist first, that I have a respect and a love for my craft, and that I put that first, and I use it to change people.
Okay, now lastly, we see Nia and Hattie both starting to establish some boundaries by episode 6, you know, with Ben and with Ida B. So I just want to get from you guys, like, what can we learn from these two characters when it comes to setting boundaries?
Well, I think that, you know, at the end of the day, we can all truly say that we know ourselves the best of anyone on this earth, or, you know, I at least hope you know yourself more better than anyone else. And so, you know, if you're honest with yourself, a lot of times you can already see the conclusion of a storyline. And so I think that that's what I took from Hattie, is that she knows how she is. She can see the potential outcomes of an action and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna take a different route, you know, because the potential of that happening would be detrimental to me, and I know that. And so I'm gonna choose different. So
yeah. And the most important thing is expressing it too, expressing those boundaries and being specific about, you know, the boundaries that you want. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Good for you. And thank you for what you do for the culture. This was amazing.
Thanks, Camille.